Hey everybody, welcome back. So this video is really just to let you know why I was gone for so long. So welcome back in the first place. I know it's been like 7-8 months, I think, since my last video. I'm back, and the reason why I left in the first place was I went to the U.S. For Christmas to see some family that lives there. And while I was there, my computer hard drive failed. So I didn't really back up the worlds properly because, I don't know, it always seemed like a pain to me because, you know, you gotta go into the folders, so and it's changing so frequently. Every day I update it, it changes, so then I'd have to make another backup, and I didn't back it up, which was a silly mistake. And I had this master world, much like this one, in which I had every single aircraft that I ever made, where I had them from everything in the same aircraft would be vertically stacked, so for example, the 777. I'd have the 777-200 here. Above it would be the 777-200LR. Above it would be the 777-300, and above that would be the 777-300ER. And it was like that for every aircraft I had. I had Airbus, Boeing. I had the 320, the 737, all of them. And the problem was I lost that file when my hard drive failed. And I'm restarting the project, or, I'm still using the same aircraft. Like here you can see that's the Delta 777-200, and behind it is the 200LR. And this project will continue with those same aircraft. It's just I'm remaking them, essentially. So I took that file, which I did have because I posted it, and then I made the base aircraft. And I used my schematics to double check that I put it all back correctly. And I don't know if I've said before, I use ZBLDS's build guide, and I use his technique for following the schematics of an aircraft and transposing it into Minecraft blocks. And so I used that schematic I had, and here I'll show you. I extended it. I made the original Dash 300 that I had before I lost the world file. Now, it's not exactly the same as what I originally had, and I lost every variant which I had created liveries for. And I had made a fair few, actually. I made a whole Cathay one. I made, Emirates ones, and I'd done the seating layouts. So, although I have the base aircraft back, I don't have everything, and I lost a lot of work. So this project is probably going to become a lot less frequent than it was. And it's, you're not gonna see it pop up as often. But, I am trying, so there should be more aircraft coming. This was an Alitalia livery that I was going to do, and then I realized the aircraft was, the airline is pretty close to defunct, so I stopped it there, and I haven't really gone forward other than doing that tail design. Although I am proud that I got the paint curve correct, which is quite difficult, actually. You can sort of just see a sneak peek of the video for tomorrow. This isn't a proper video, I'm not actually going into any aircraft. I'm just showing you where I'm at and what aircraft I have. This is the A330-200, and behind it the -300. Obviously I had the SAS one to go off of, and then I used my schematics to shorten it to make the Dash 200 variant and just make sure everything was correct. Moving back, I used the Qatari one. Oh, and you'll notice on a few of these aircraft I've gone back and I've shaped the wing properly. I can't remember what aircraft I did it for, but I know that a few of these didn't have the proper wing design yet. But I have gone back and I have changed it such that there is a curve and an airfoil shape to the wings now, at least. Not all horizontal stabilizers have had that done to them yet, and yeah, not. Now every aircraft in this world has the proper wing shape. There you go. So I've done it for the 787. I know that this one didn't have a proper wing shape. The thing it's missing now is you can't see the slats and flaps and all that, which should be depicted for consistency's sake, and I think it looks better. But you know, it's going to take time. I'm going to have to go look into Adobe Elements and work on it. But yeah, so the wing shape's there, and I've done the horizontal stabilizer simply because of how angled it is and the curvature of the tail section of this aircraft. It's funny, it's actually all carbon composites behind a certain point, and I don't know what that is exactly, but I know a good portion of the aircraft is carbon composites. That's what makes it as efficient as it is. And obviously here I have a Qatari, the Qatari version that I already released, and I think you can get a quick glimpse of what might be coming a few weeks from now. You know, I'm working on that still. The interior, I think it's pretty much done. I know the livery's done. The interior's not quite done. I don't think, anyway. This is the elongated 787. This is the Dash 9 variant, which is actually the longest range 787, followed by the Dash 8 and then the Dash 10. So yeah. Although I don't know what happened here, but I'll go ahead and fix that. I think it had something to do with the way I was copy and pasting it. I must have missed out the bottom blocks for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, that's fixed. So that's the Dash 9. We'll go back. I'll show you the Dash 10. So obviously, as you can see, I don't have the liveries or the variants for the Dash 9 and the Dash 10. I had British Airways for all 787s before, but I haven't gone back and I haven't done that yet. Here's the A340 Dash 500 and 600. Again, no variants. I had a Lufthansa one. I lost it. Again, backup things. It's really not a good idea to not back up everything you have. So yeah, those are all my wide body aircraft. I'll show you I've split it up now because I don't know. It's probably unlikely, but if I lose one world, maybe I won't lose the other. I don't know. So these are all my narrow body aircraft, and it's easier to traverse because, I mean, you saw how long it took me to fly across that. I need to get some sort of warp mod in so that, you know, I can have all these aircraft in the one world. But for now, it's fine to have narrow body and wide body separated. This is the A320 family, so A321 with the classic engine option, CEO. A320 in the CEO version, A319. It's funny, a lot of budget airlines that operate this actually have to put in a second door so that they can have more passengers inside the A319. And recently, because of their agreement with Bombardier, where the C series in certain markets is now the A220. This aircraft is going to compete directly with the Dash 300 variant of the C series. or the A220 series now. So it's going to be interesting to see how the A319neo does. Not so much the 319CO because, well, even that, it'll have an effect. The Airbus has 2 aircraft fulfilling the same role. The A318, which is now not produced in the Neo version, it's actually a very rare aircraft to see. It couldn't compete properly with the Bombardier CRJs, the ERJs of the world, and the E series jets. Obviously, British Airways used it to replace their Concorde in the transatlantic role, where they just replaced it with 100% business class seating. Air France used it because it's a French aircraft. Lufthansa actually doesn't, funnily enough. But yeah, that's the A318 for you. I've got the A220-100. I think this is the dash. No, that's the dash 300, and this is the dash 100. Also known as the Bombardier C series. You've got the A321neo, which is quite popular, and there's so many roles it's fulfilling now. There's an ultra long range version, an Airbus cabin flex, or something like that. Essentially, it's a 220-seat aircraft, which is about the 757 dash. I think the 757 dash 200 seating amount. It's the upper end of the Boeing 737 line, at least the classic one. So this aircraft, it's starting to replace a few Boeing 757s. Although it's not the perfect middle of the market replacement, it's a pretty good one, and Airbus could really start getting that market. Although I suspect if rumors are true and Boeing does release a 797 that is as popular as rumors say it will be, Airbus will have to compete somehow. So they'll probably release something to take over one tier above this, but a tier below the A330. So yeah, that's interesting. It's just interesting to me to see how the market's going. You got the A320neo, the A319neo. Of course, I've already told you why I think this is an interesting aircraft with the way the market is. You got the 757. Now, I want to get this right. I think it's the dash 300. Yes, the dash 300. So it's got a larger seating capacity than the A321neo. I think it's a 280 seat aircraft. I think it's essentially an elongated 757-200, which came out before it. Although it's really popular right now for transatlantic flights because it can make it from the east coast of the United States all the way to middle of Europe. And of course, it doesn't hurt that it carries many more passengers than the classic 737. So yeah, it's quite a good aircraft, but it's getting old. They ceased production in 2005. Winglets don't denote actually a different distinction. It's just more fuel efficient. But they're still the dash 300. It's just some have winglets and some don't. I separated them because of that. So yeah, these are starting to get old and be replaced. Aer Lingus uses one, I know, for a Dublin to Hartford route, and I don't know how much longer they're going to use that, because I think they'd rather replace it with the more fuel-efficient A321neo. And I don't think that's that high a demand route that they would need the passenger advantage that 757 gives you. I think the dash 200 variant of the 757, yep, 200 with winglets is about equivalent to an A320, but less fuel efficient because it doesn't incorporate all the carbon composites and modern fuel efficiency techniques that the A321 has. So it's just not competitive, and that's why Boeing needs that, that 797. This is something I've been going back and forth on. I definitely need to have a 737 because it's such a popular aircraft, but it's so uncommon here in Europe that I don't know if I want to put the time into it. Anyway, it's here. I'm probably going to do it eventually, but I don't have all the schematics for it, and I haven't traced it properly yet. So we'll have to see about that one. Anyway, that's a quick look at what aircraft I have so far. I have schematics for an A330, an A350, an A380, and a 747. So those are 4 aircraft I know I can do, and I want to do, but I just haven't gotten around to doing yet. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you're excited about what I have coming or what I could have coming, let me know. And now that you know everything I have, although you don't have access to it, you can let me know what you want to see and what you want me to post, what liveries you need, what liveries you want. Yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you like this. There's no schedule to this now because I just can't do them at the 1 week frequency I used to do them at. But I'll get them out when I can. Anyway, see you guys next time.